Hello, and welcome to Superhuman Samurai Syber Pod. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
I'm David, and for our last episode, we have our guest.
Hello, my name is Paul, although I usually go by Egadevil online.
Okay, and why don't you tell us a little about yourself and what you do?
Okay, well, I've been a fan of Tokusatsu and especially Kamen Rider for as far back as I can remember. And many moons ago, I made a website, egadevil.com, which still exists and will hopefully be updated someday. I do a lot of things, although lately I haven't been doing much because I've been so busy with my real life job. I live in Japan and I work as a English teacher, part-time. And the rest of the time I'm actually helping other English teachers. I'm kind of a coordinator, I guess you could say. I've been doing that for about, it's 2019 now, so 7 years, although I did a bit before. I was on the JET program, which is kind of the most famous way of teaching English in Japan.
Yeah, wow, you've been back in Japan for 7 years?
Yeah, I've been back and forth.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. I remember talking to you yonks ago on, like, DeviantArt and things. I drew Kamen Rider Sigma for you at one point.
That's right.
And I remember you left Japan at one point. How did I miss you going back? I guess I wasn't paying attention to your Twitter or something, or that was before I found Twitter.
The last time I was back in the U.S., so I was here from 2007 to 2010, just 3 years straight, and then I went back for a bit and came back in 2012. So about just under kind of 2 years. I was back in the U.S., and that's when I started doing a lot of podcasting originally. I was on HJU Radio, I think.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm just pausing because I think I'm having a problem with Audacity here. Oh, no, there it goes.
Oh, no. Okay.
It had a momentary, it's gonna freeze moment, but... So yeah,
when
I did that.
When I'm running it on my laptop, it does that. I have to record on my big old burly gaming desktop, so it doesn't do that. So yeah. It takes more resources than you might expect.
Right. Okay. I think we're all right. I started doing a lot of podcasting then, but I've been here pretty much consistently for the last 7 years, now going on 8.
Well, thank you for joining us and for making this our first transcontinental episode.
Yeah.
Or,
cool.
sorry, I guess intercontinental episode.
Yeah.
The first one that didn't have just Canadians on it.
Well, we're on the same continent. I've told you this repeatedly.
Technically, but...
Learn your geography.
I used to know geography, then I stopped caring when they started changing more and more names.
And
when suddenly countries weren't called what they were called when you learned about them in school, and then you were like, this is bullshit. Why is there a Czech Republic and a Slovakia?
Yeah, there was, I think it was around the Yugoslavia
and again,
line.
I reiterate, Canada has had the same name for over 150 years. Been in the same place.
Has not had any significant border changes.
Anyway, Paul...
Also, Japan.
Yes, and you are joining us just in time for our grand finale.
Yes.
As this is the 12th and final episode of Superhuman Samurai Syber Squad Gridman.
Well, okay, you did specify Superhuman Samurai SSSS Gridman. It's the final episode of that. But
right,
timing.
Yes, it turns out that we are recording this a mere day after a teaser was released for what appears to be a sequel.
Yep. No word on whether it's a series or a movie. Hopefully, it's not just a stage show, which they've been also doing. But
They're well, like Go on.
I think it's going to be at least a series or an animation, because I saw, like a director and animation, I guess character designer, like that kind of thing. I saw the credits listed, so I'm assuming it's a series, but
it's something. I'm hoping it's a series, but I mean the way anime's been going a lot recently, it's like they have a good series and then they have a movie, like what's it, Konosuba? Like they had 2 series and then or 3 series and a movie. So it may just be just a movie. I hope not, because then it'll take longer for us to see it and review it. But anything more is great. Like it has apparently been doing really good business in Japan, selling models and Figmas and Nendoroids and soundtracks.
Oh yeah,
they got like every character in the show has their own signature soundtrack. Except maybe Megatron Mom. I'm not sure she does. But like all the principal cast does.
She should have one.
So by signature soundtrack, does that mean... What exactly is a signature soundtrack?
Well, it's like the voice actor for the character in the show has their own song on a soundtrack that were... I think most of them were released as singles, but there was enough of them to put together for a whole album now. Like, Boar has their own song. Starscream Chan and Soundwave Chan have a song together.
Oh.
Okay.
That's great.
Oh, I thought this might be like a thing where they used to have soundtracks that were music inspired by the film.
Well, it's effectively that, because it's just characters from the show singing after the show happened.
But it's not just like a random Smashing Pumpkins track that the record company happened to have lying around.
No.
Put on
Listen, this was inspired by the movie Scream 2.
Yeah, that's why it has nothing to do with Scream 2. And it's all just happens to be musical acts that are already on the record label that's releasing the soundtrack.
Oh, I forget what it was. I remember hearing about one a while ago that, like, it was soundtrack 2 for some movie, but it wasn't the soundtrack for the sequel. It was a second soundtrack for the first one. And it was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why?
That happened a lot in like the late 90s, early aughts.
I think it might have been a 90s movie, but it was like just something that's like, how did that happen? I don't know. Anyway, Gridmans.
Yes, so
actually, I'm curious if these are something that are actually released on, like, a physical CD, or if they are just, like, on Spotify in Japan.
Japan loves physical media. They don't seem to do MP3s as much, at least that I've noticed. Hey, Paul.
Good.
Definitely disc release.
Nice. I'm a big fan of this.
Do they even release, like, Kamen Rider soundtracks on MP3?
More and more nowadays, you can get things on like iTunes or Amazon has its own music service. But still, I mean, they always sell everything both in physical and digital. Like, there's not too much, I think, that I've only seen come out digitally that then didn't get a physical release at some point.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm just curious.
Question. Are we springing this last episode on you, or have you seen the whole show?
Oh, I've seen the whole show. Yeah, definitely. But
okay, good.
I had not.
Our last guest.
Oh,
our last guest has only seen 2 episodes that we showed them.
Oh, wow!
And it was weird.
I watched it when it was on TV here, which was now I think about a year ago. Just about.
Yeah, the last episode aired in... I think it actually aired December 22nd.
Oh, coming up on the 1-year anniversary.
I think this is coming out after the episode.
Okay.
Close.
I think.
Okay.
Days, how do they work?
Yeah, I did watch it back then, and I had not rewatched it since, so I went back and watched the final episode this morning, just to kind of refresh myself. And it's funny how everything stuck with me. I was like, oh, I remember this, and I remember this, because it's just a very memorable show overall, I think, but especially the final episode.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I certainly find that this sticks with me well, but I don't really watch a lot of anime, or kind of any anime, so it's there isn't a lot to sort of run together, which helps. I'm the resident anime neophyte around here.
Yes.
And also watched this months after my co-hosts did. So I watched the final episode for the first time today.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
So
I am not generally very well versed in tokusatsu in general, but I basically care about anime that's also speculative fiction, not as much into nowadays when it's all just like slice of life and stuff.
Well, this is a little bit slice of life, a little bit... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this combines everything I like. Giant robots, giant kaiju monsters, slice of life depending upon the show, and weird anime drama tropes. And just animation tropes in general.
I am absolutely fine with teenagers having feelings when it's in the context of, like, space robot fighting.
Yeah. A gimmick helps.
So previously on Gridman, the Gridman and Grid Knight are fighting off the boss rush. We have learned that our hero Utah is not in fact the real Utah, but in fact Gridman using him as kind of a meat puppet.
Well,
Nice.
And also our antagonist Akane has rebelled against her benefactor / master / servant Alexis Carib, and so he has decided to toss over the game board and turn her into a giant monster.
Yes.
yes.
Kyubey has come and she has undergone her witch transformation.
Kind of looks
like I said, last episode felt very Madoka Magica.
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks like if you turned an ammonite on its side, but the tentacles were coming out of both sides.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, this monster. Oh, wait. Did I actually look up? I forget if it's officially, like, what it was designed from, but it's kind of sort of a reference to Gadanathoa, which was the final monster in, was it Ultraman
Tiga?
Yes. Which
Yeah,
is named named after a Lovecraft or Cthulhu mythos monster. I think it was from a story by him and Hazel Heedle, something. What was it? To the Google. You're not helping me, Google. No.
But yeah, Gatanathoa, the final monster in Tiga, and yeah, this one kind of had the similar sort of, this face in the middle of a giant shell with big arms and tentacles and real just wild design.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is final boss level of monster design.
And it may be a coincidence, but given the level of Transformers references we're seeing on this, the head does kind of look like Bone Crusher from that first Transformers movie.
I was gonna say,
well,
I was expecting you to say maybe it was a reference to Power Hug, the big pill bug.
Oh, I wish. I love Power Hug.
We already did. The first kaiju its colors were based on Power Hug, or the Japanese version.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
So the face, yeah, it does kind of look like Bone Crusher sort of stretched out, which in a way also makes it look kind of like Legion from Gamera 2, The Advent of Legion, which is a big ultra complex kaiju.
Oh yeah.
This is sort of like that with giant tentacles. Oh, all the guys that would be needed to move this if there was an actual prop suit would be amazing.
Yeah, it departs from that a little, from the sort of guy in a suit aesthetic that the show usually adheres to.
You'd have to get some puppeteers on those tentacles.
I think it does have like 4 feet underneath it, so it could be a puppeteered thing, but it's just this giant shell ball thingy that also kind of looks a bit like Lavos, sort of. Mm-hmm. This episode, we do not have the opening theme. It just goes from last time...
No opening theme.
Right into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time for opening themes. We've got stuff to do. We've got evil to defeat.
So, yeah, and it is making horrible screaming noises.
Yes, horrible, distorted teenage girls screaming noises.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I feel like it's a thing I remember hearing, probably like a year ago, that all the monster noises are twisted audio versions of lines by Akane's voice actress. Like her shouting kill and no and other weird things. It's like, oh, that's horrifying.
Yep.
Yes. But this one, they don't distort quite as much because they want to make it clear that this is just her.
And we even cut to an inside view of this thing, which is maybe not physically inside, but on a spiritual sense, it's just her curled up in like a fetal position, being restrained by a bunch of spooky ghost hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun. Not fun.
It's a visual metaphor for depression.
Yeah.
Or a visual metaphor for being inside a giant monster.
Also possible.
Oh yeah, the Gridman and Grid Knight still mopping up the last of our previous monsters here. Grid Knight has a line that is very good, but also extremely anime.
Yes.
He says, "At the end of my life, I'll defeat you. Live until then."
Oh, Auntie.
Yes, I love
He's gone
him.
full Vegeta.
Auntie is absolutely my favorite character in this. He's my good trash son.
And meanwhile, Rika has caught up to Alexis Carib, who has no idea who she is.
He's like, and he's very dismissive about it. Like, he might even actually have noticed who she is, but he's being a jerk about it. But also, maybe he just doesn't care that much. Or his uncaring is that significant.
Yeah, wait, you're the one with the glasses, right? No? Oh.
You're not the redhead.
Yeah, I'm stumped here.
Yeah. Oh well.
Anyway,
Doesn't
it doesn't matter anyway, because you're not actually a real person.
Yeah, so that's the big definitive info drop on what, the existential situation here.
Yeah, your whole existence is very sad because you're just like a phony person. Apparently there was a specific term that he uses here that was lost in translation for the subtitles.
Oh?
Perhaps David or Igadevil, you could...
I don't remember.
I don't remember, yeah.
Oh no, I was looking this up. It's, what is the word here? Oh, a replicompoid.
Oh, compoids. Yeah, they were, that's the name of the people living in the digital world in the original Gridman, of which we only ever actually saw one.
Right.
And that may be the only time it was mentioned. It was, what was her name? Her name was Harmony, I think. The one that...
Unison.
Oh, Unison. The digital fairy that ended up being Anoshira's 2's mom. Unofficially, but it totally is.
Yes.
That's that weird little monster girl we saw earlier in the series.
Yes, with the big teeth.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
We see again later.
Yes, spoilers. I mean, obviously, if
She's
you
so
have not
good.
seen the episode, you should probably not be listening to this.
No.
Right.
Like,
Spoilers for the end of the episode.
Yeah.
go back and watch that. We're explaining the entire plot.
Oh.
Anyway, so she despite getting thoroughly negged by this computer demon, she is going to press on and try and win the day with the power of friendship.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Grid Knight is going to try and win the day with the power of just taking a header into this monster.
Yep.
First transforming into his from giant robot form to tiny human form.
Yes.
Yeah, after ripping the jaws
he's
open.
going to approach things as he always does, extremely directly.
And there's like a weird mask face in there.
Yes, there's a weird face. Like, I don't know if it's an intentional reference, because it looks like the mask of the monster Zeram from Zeram, and Zeram 2, which is just this sort of creepy white kabuki mask that every once in a while it smiles, but it's also like a snake demon in a monster alien's body. Which has absolutely nothing to do with anything Subaraya, but it's like the face reminded me of that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, that's a lot of supernatural creature stuff going on in that one creature. But I mean, it's that kind of like placid doll face is fairly standard, but yeah, it may be a specific reference to a particular placid doll face. Also, I feel like I've seen that. I don't know how old the thing you're talking about is, but I feel like I've seen it on a VHS cover.
Yeah, because it was from the late 90s, I think. Like 98 or something.
Ah. So it might have been on one of those spinner racks at Sam Goody with the Evangelion tapes.
Yeah, that. And I think it was like on old Sci-Fi Channel a couple times.
Ooh.
Anyway, so he does indeed get into here, pulls Akane from what is like a pool of ectoplasm or something.
Something like that, possibly symbolic ectoplasm, but yeah.
There's some sort of goop.
Yes.
Yeah, she ends up gooey, which is kind of weird. I think that sequence. Some people said it was a reference to something from one of the new Evangelion movies, which I haven't seen.
Okay.
But that in itself, I think, is a reference to I forget if it's Dinah or Tiga. It's one of the Ultraman series. I forget if it was one of the movies or something. But like the Eva movie was referencing Ultraman, and this is referencing either of those. Like
yes.
one character pulling another character out of a darkened soul prison thingy.
Goop.
But I can't find a link for that, so I don't remember which show it was.
Oh well.
And meanwhile, our other heroes have sort of gathered to have a final council before the big battle here, and even our pal Utsumi shows up, even though he doesn't really think that he needs to be there, and sort of claims that there's actually no reason why he is supposed to be there.
Yep, he's feeling the NPC angst here.
Yeah,
you're jumping ahead from some of the fun lines. Like
the
conversation between Rika and Tim Curry, Alexis Carib is really good. Like a lot of his lines are quotable and odd. Like he's harassing her like a creation that believes their god is a friend, and other teasing things.
Yeah.
And then there's the spot where Yuta shows up riding, is it Vit? Yeah, Vit, as if he's a clip out of a Macross anime, like to pick her up. and Alexis Carib is like, yeah, so long, I don't give a shit about you, go away.
You don't matter. You're just NPCs. Just don't even matter. You're not even real characters. You're just computer bits and things floating around the electronic ether. Alright, I'm done.
You're as real as those people from Reboot.
Yeah! And everybody knows they aren't real.
It's true.
Poor people from Reboot.
Did we...
But anyway...
Paul? You still there?
Okay.
No, I'm still here.
You were just quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm listening to the recap because I'm going to be talking a lot real soon about.
Oh, okay.
You're ready for it. You're preparing. You're saving your voice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he decides to go in because Rika threatens to kick him. Utsumi in this case.
Yes.
So
poor guy. His shins must be so bruised.
She does kick him? Shit, I thought I had a note about her kicking him. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I skipped
All right,
the
I think
page.
he actually does get... Right, this is where he actually does get kicked.
Yeah, he gets kicked, and it's the 10th kick, I think, but it's the first time he's been kicked by someone other than Little Boar.
Rika's taken her cues from Boar here. That seems to be effective, so she's gonna go right for the shin.
And I like that, like, Utsumi has been like this, has become a side character throughout the show, because he has so little to do with the plot. So he's a little depressed and down on himself, but then they're saying, no, we need you. You named the Gridman Alliance. You're one of us. You are important. You are a friend.
Hey, supporting characters are still extremely important.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, deep within the bowels of this giant monster, Akane does indeed get hauled out of the soul goop just in time for Auntie to get hella stabbed through the heart.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Alexis Carob shows up right behind him and just right through the heart. Poor guy, my poor
more,
trash son.
Before Trash Son managed to save his trash mom, like, inside, like, the ghost hands are, either she's seeing it on her own or the Alexis and the kaiju are showing her everyone she has intentionally killed.
Yes.
Yes.
Starting from Psykill on down through the jet fires.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Takara something.
No, Tonkawa.
And when Auntie pulls her out, like, I didn't actually write down the specific words, but Akane says something like, "You're trash," and he's all, "Yes, I am trash, thanks to you, Mom." Basically.
Yeah, she calls him a failed creation, and he's like, "I'm your failed creation," and they have a touching moment just in time for Alexis Carob to show up behind him and stab him through the heart with a gigantic sword.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I was very upset.
This is I bought this at the mall huge.
Yeah, it's definitely like, this is for ornamental purposes only, except I guess they are not for ornamental purposes only in this case.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody might get hideously impaled on it.
Yeah. And yes, this is obviously a sword that he bought at, like, an anime convention that was based on something from a video game.
I think the final villain in the original Gridman, when he fights Gridman in the last episode, spoiler warning, he has a giant sword like that too, so I think that was a deliberate kind of callback.
Yeah. That could be it. That's probably
I always forget what Kilocon's Japanese name was, because Kilocon is just such a great name.
It's pretty great.
But yeah, he becomes giant. Khan Digifer?
Khan Digifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't have quite the same ring as Kilocon. I guess Kilocon just reminds me of, like, Reboot. It's like, yeah, that's a perfectly good name for a digital entity.
And also, the Japanese one wasn't Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is a wrap on Auntie, it appears, as there's just a tremendous amount of blood coming out of him.
It's a lot of blood.
Well, he's fine. He's
fine. He's not people.
I would say he's not people, but he is people now. He thinks of himself as people.
My baby. My poor trash baby. Anyway, so yeah, he's cast aside, and Alexis Carob is all like, "Oh, sorry it took so long, but
yes.
there, I took care of him for you." Like a jerk.
Yeah, so, Alexis Carob is huge now, so we are going to need to send out Gridman once more.
Yes, but
now it's time for the final villain to grow.
There's a quick shot where, like, there's, like, a door shutting to close her in to his chest after he absorbs her, and his cape goes away, and he's all buff and badass looking, and then he looks over the semi-wrecked digital city that is a normal city, but is on a digital world, and says there's nothing of value here anymore. It's like, fuck it. Peace. I'm out.
He's gotten all his nourishment that he can from this, and he's used it up. That's it.
But luckily, everybody has new accessories just in time for the show to end.
Yes.
What I have written down what these are called, but I cannot read it. What are these? Objectors?
Acceptor bracelet, I think, something like that.
Acceptors, I think.
Yeah, the access. I mean, the thing they do,
Flash.
access flash.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the things they have on their wrists.
Yeah, which Utah had, and
Utah and all of the
and
all the Neon Genesis
junior high kids, and Trash Son gets one.
Yep.
Oh, man.
We go back to
Sitting-
Trash Son just lying in a pool of his own blood, and
like a lake of his own blood. My God.
I think there are also additional, it's a puddle. But
I hope so, because, geez, this thing juiced him like a cran apple.
But yes, he's got one too. Hi, baby.
So, yeah, it is now time for a special signature to save a soul.
Yay! Type in that access code.
Is that that is the first time we're hearing that, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
That's what I thought.
That was the big reveal one of many big reveals in the final episode was that's what the SSSS, I got that right, 4 S's, stands for. Because it's funny how I think like in a meta sense, like when they were creating the series, yeah, it came from Superhuman Samurai Syber Squad. Mm-hmm. But I remember reading that apparently the staff had not actually seen that; they just heard the name,
right?
And thought, oh, that's cool. Let's use that.
Yeah, they heard the name and they had the names of some of the characters that they gave to some attacks of the Neon Genesis High kids. But supposedly they didn't see any, and yet there's a few points in the series like that feels like a frickin' reference.
They read the wiki page.
Yeah.
They read the Wikipedia page on.
Looked up a couple clips on YouTube.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, so Gridman goes into battle. He is
yes,
and in this case, he's the original Gridman.
Yes.
Yes.
Time for the baby Dan to intensify.
yes. I didn't realize that was going to be in the show, despite the fact the new version of the original song recorded by the band that plays the theme song to this show. It's like, oh, they put them both out. They put the new theme song and the old one. Yeah, that's cool, together on a single. I didn't think, oh, it's actually going to be in the show, so somehow I was surprised by that obvious fact.
Right.
Baby Dan.
But the way the new Gridman armor shoots off of the old Gridman design reminds us, unfortunately, a lot like something that happened to Ultra Magnus back in the old Dreamwave Transformers comics.
Oh no! When all his armor came off and he was a white Optimus Prime.
Marshmallow. Yeah, well, IDW Magnus did that too, at least somewhere in one of the issues. Maybe it's just a cover.
No, IDW Magnus was also full of tinier men, but in a different way.
But a much tinier man.
Yes.
Much tinier, yes. But, the baby Dan kicking in, and then them reanimating. It's not CG. This is the first fight in the entire series that isn't like giant CG animation. It's hand-drawn animation of him embiggening in the old pose, and then just, the fight scene. I love the animation in the fight scene. It just, they're going full on balls to the wall crazy with it.
Yeah.
It's really
Yes.
good.
To the old theme song, and it's so good.
But it's kind of weird that he has normal human proportions.
Yeah.
And not like
I guess.
not like heroic air quote proportions.
You mean that he looks like a guy in a suit again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which has been kind of the entire point of the series. But some of the impact frames are just so good.
And Alexis Carib says that his new look is very nostalgic.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, about this whole sequence, going back to the very first episode, and sort of the atmosphere that it established and all that, I think when I watched that, at the time, I thought, okay, this is going to be its own thing. It's, inspired by the original, but it's its own show, And then, as the weeks went by, and more details about the background, of the universe they were in, and things like that, and especially when you get to I think it's episode 6 or 7 with the monster girl.
Yes, and Oshiro's too.
It becomes increasingly clear that yes, there's some connections to the original Gridman, and this is kind of the full on, just the revelation that it's exactly what you thought it was going to be by the point of this series. Because like in episode 11, my thinking was, okay, next week they got to have like the old theme song and the old Gridman show up and all that, because that's sort of like, that just feels right. That's the direction this should all go in, and they did that. So it's a really interesting case of kind of a show, really doing the sort of slow burn and gradually peeling back the layers to get to this conclusion that it's, on the one hand, it's a total surprise. On another, it's sort of what you're expecting, but you're glad that that's the direction they went in. Because there are times in this show when I really didn't know where it was going to go. And especially that moment when Yuta gets stabbed, by the X-Acto knife there. And I was like, oh, this suddenly took a really dark turn. And I don't know... Yeah. I don't know if I like where it's going now, because the whole show, it's really interesting to me. They aired this at I think it was like 12:30 on Fridays or something like that. It was at a very, well, for me it seemed like a strange time, but it's actually a very normal time to air anime series on late at night. But it was interesting because I thought there's really not a whole lot. I mean, there's a few things obviously, but there's not a whole lot that kind of makes this a show that's not kid friendly, I mean, maybe not little kids, but I think like teenagers obviously could handle most of what's in the show, and especially the themes that it covers in this final episode, I think really are very good, good messages and all that. So I don't know, just throughout the whole run, I was kind of like, is this one of those shows where it's going to start out kind of light and get wicked dark later on? Or
episode 3 of Madoka Magica.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. So to have it end on an incredibly, I thought, uplifting and positive kind of vibe, where you got the classic Gridman and everything, just, a true love letter to the original series. It was great to see, and definitely, I love the whole show, but this last episode and this scene in particular was kind of like, this is what we'd been waiting to see in a way. So I love this whole part,
and it is a good fight, but obviously, or well, not obviously, but Gridman can't do a whole lot because Alexis Carib is nigh immortal. Recovering from, being kicked in half, sliced in half, and can apparently not die.
I mean, and he basically says that he's immortal, though I realize as someone with an interest in elves, being immortal does not mean you cannot be killed. But no, he apparently also cannot be killed.
Yeah, and Alexis is pontificating about he's like nothing. He is the void. He devours her and exists only to destroy this city, which he helped her make, so he could break it because it wasn't perfect, and she didn't like parts of it. It was flawed. It was like life found a way, as it goes, through kaiju, and Alexis is just a parasitic vampire living off of it that has absorbed a lot of darkness out of her.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that as someone who likes stories about terrible things happening and people being miserable to fill the void in my own heart, I can definitely understand where he's coming from with that. About how, like, the only thing that can make him feel at this point is lives like hers and emotions like hers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my books I'm reading about people being miserable. I'm like, yeah.
Yes. Gridman is doing okay against him in the fight, but as I said, he's nigh immortal, so Gridman is getting tired as the fight goes on. And then Alexis Carib creates this, like, giant Frieza-like death ball to kill Gridman. And all the side characters look on. It's like, oh no, what is happening? And there's a spot, like, it's like foreshadowing, but kind of not, where Starscream and Soundwave Chan are looking at the fight, and Soundwave says something like, or Haas says something like, this seems kind of familiar. Like, not just that we saw this guy fighting yesterday. Like, she and the city, as it were, is starting to remember this has been happening before. And then Gridman remembers, because he was split up at the beginning of the series and has only come back together as perfect original Gridman now, it's like, oh wait, I don't only just fight and destroy monsters, I fix things.
Yes.
Yes, it's Fixer Beam.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that is where the theme song to this
and
show
he's definitely in a crucifixion pose whilst unleashing this.
Well, it is a Subaraya production, so...
well, that goes back to the tradition of Ultraman getting crucified, yep.
I love that.
That doesn't happen as much in Kamen Rider. It's happened a couple times, but it's happened to so many Ultramen getting crucified by monsters.
Yeah.
They love that symbolism.
Anyway, the theme song to this show kicks in. It is, like, anime is filled with tropes. We've talked about a lot of them, although this series takes tropes from Transformers and Gridman and Ultraman, but my favorite anime trope, and I guess it happens in Tokusatsu sometimes, is because there was no theme song in the beginning of the episode, the theme song comes back at the peak, the height of action and drama in the episode.
I always...
episode. Oh,
I love that moment.
It's such a cliche, but it is so good.
That's when you know, here's the business. Here's when it's really getting serious, as you get here comes the theme song. It's used so much. I mean, even, like, I've been finally getting around to watching some of my old Transformers anime DVDs, and they use it in Headmasters and Master Force and Victory. It's just even, like, in the 80s, you had your Here Comes the big moment, let's play the theme song, but it never stops being great.
Yeah.
So, Alexis Carib, while not destroyed, is apparently weakened enough by this to be rendered almost insignificant, and Akane decides to step into the light.
Yeah, okay, there's the almost cross counter where Alexis Carib and Gridman are about to punch each other, but the power of friendship makes Gridman faster. We get 3 shots of Alexis being punched in the face, and then he just sucked into a little ball and imprisoned. And throughout this whole thing, like, they've been cutting back to Akane, who's, like, locked inside him in a prison at a door with, like, her hand is literally covered in blood.
That's right.
Yep, her stabbing
The power
hand.
of friendship. And, Rika and Utsume and Yuta are effectively outside the door, but you see them, like, Akane's on one side of the screen, and it cuts to a shot of them, and they're facing the other way. It's a 2-shot, basically. But the shiny, shimmery background that's behind them is a reference to Ultra 7 in an episode we talked about before, the one where Ultra 7 explains to one of his coworkers that, this is Dan. He has like, no, I have to go fight this monster. Wait, what? I'm Ultraman. I might die fighting him, but I have to go. And the lighting in this is a reference to that. Because it's the end of explaining it. It's like, I have to do this. I have to save you. You are a friend, but I've done so many bad things. I'm horrible. But we love you. It's like, there is blood on her hands. She has technically killed people, even if it wasn't with her own hands, but...
Right.
But they can save her. Aww.
It's very touching. It's very emotional.
Yes.
And it's also like, she's locked inside Alexis Carib, which is symbolically, she's locked inside herself, because she's been a shut-in, kind of in this world and presumably outside in the real world. And her room, the inside of her heart is filled with trash. Like,
yeah.
It's not subtle about the metaphors here.
No.
But yeah, it's very, I mean, for some reason, I'll just, like, cry at really good movie trailers, so saying that I totally shed some tears here is not saying a whole lot, but it's still, it's very touching, and, I mean, I can't say, I recommend watching it, because if you haven't seen it, why are you listening to this?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's like, let's go, but, it's such good cry. Well, there's so many occasions to cry, that, like, the power of friendship, and I get more teary-eyed as I've gotten older and more nostalgic and bullshit, but just hearing the old theme song and seeing old Goodman backs, like that's kind of when the waterworks start, and everything after that just continues the theme. Well, no, actually, I guess it starts when Auntie raises his hand and says "Access Flash" as he's in a bloody crater.
My good boy.
Anyway, okay, now, the Fixer beam and getting rid of, Alexis Carib, turns the planet Cybertron into a techno-organic paradise.
Yay!
Yes. And so now we know that there really wasn't anything outside the city. Has this created an entire world now?
Yes! Like, there was, like, it was a digital, presumably, nothing is clear-cut, but presumably this is like a digital world existing, ? So Alexis Carib brought her there and let her create as much of the world as she could, while he was keeping her contained in this one city and destroying and rebuilding it, but...
So they're Digimon now.
In destroying him and saving her, the entire world becomes a full world. She's no longer... The power he was siphoning off is no longer restrained. And then we get a whole planet.
Are they Digimon now, though?
Yes?
Because they live in the digital world. I can't help it.
They are the champions.
So yeah, now it's just time to sort of pick up the pieces, and Akane, has a little heart-to-heart with Rika, and Akane knows that she has to leave, and Rika, even though she doesn't want her to leave, knows that she must leave, and has gotten a little...
Yeah, say that part, and there are so many readings of this entire scene, though.
We'll go with the gayest one.
I mean, that's certainly...
We'll get to that.
Yes.
But yeah, she has a present for Akane.
Yes, she gives her the little Matrix pass holder that I want so badly.
It's not just that. She hands her the Matrix in a bag, and on the bag is written Nova Prime. So, and like, they even just like, there's a close-up of like her fractured glasses that were kind of a sign of her evil, which is now gone, sitting on a box where all of her shit's packed up. And on top of the box is written Fragile. Like, again, not subtle.
Yes.
Admittedly, I just kind of thought of a Christmas story for that one.
Fragile. Must be Italian.
Fragile.
Fragile.
It's just that's where she keeps her leg lamp.
Yes, it's important to make sure your leg lamp is well packed. As someone who just went through a move, I can tell you got to pack your leg lamp really well.
And it's so touching because like Akane's like crying through this entire thing and saying how she's a coward and she's weak, and Rika's like, I know all the things that you are,
and they're okay.
And there are many ways to read into that line. And Jen, let's read into the gay version.
I mean,
they're doing the lewdest thing ever. They're holding hands.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does come off very like, I know who you are and I love you anyway. So, I'll just leave it with that.
Well, there's, well, I guess we could save the other big interpretation for the
I mean,
end.
if you're talking about the what we call knowing someone biblically, then, I mean, you're welcome to read that if you want, but I will leave it with her, you know, like I said, being like, I know who you are and I love you anyway.
Oh, yeah, and there's a really quick black and white, like, I think they might have actually Xeroxed, like, animation cells or copies of them because they're, like, grainy and it looks really neat. And we see, like, all the death and destruction that she has caused. Like, we see Auntie with, like, shit on his face, and we see Psykill moments before she's killed and destroyed buildings.
As someone who did a fanzine in the 90s, Xeroxes of basically art translated through a Xerox machine is exactly my aesthetic. I love this so much.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and a piano version of the opening theme is playing. Like a nice slow love ballad version.
Love theme from SSSS Gridman.
Yes.
They play a piano version of the ending theme from the original show too.
Ooh.
I think somewhere in there.
Oh,
because I remember I didn't catch it the first time, but this time I was like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool."
So you get that. Was it the sort of traditional? I guess it wasn't anime, but like they do with this, where you have the big energetic opening theme and then the low key chill ending theme.
It's a bit more low key, I guess, but it's still pretty upbeat. But yeah, no, that was cool because I remember again, like in one of the early episodes, they played the piano version of the original Gridman theme.
Yes.
Which again was one of those moments where you're like, oh, wait a minute, there's more going on to this show than just a spiritual sequel.
Oh yeah, that was also episode 6 with Anoshiros too, because she's playing that on her headphones.
That's right, yeah.
Which in turn, that version of the song was the version of the song that was used to help calm down her father when Kilo Khan had turned him into a monster version. Like, they calmed him down and then Fixer beamed him, and he was fine again. So, it meant a lot to her because it saved her father, and she was like, I gotta pay my debts. Oh, we'll get back to that. Oh, and like, at the end of the thing, like, when Rika and Akane are, like, they're holding hands, and Akane says she has to go, and there's a line about Rika saying, I'd like you to stay, but I wish we could never be together again, which, I mean, I understand that the intention there is like, you have to go back to your world to be part of that. It's better for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a side thing of that is after the montage of death and destruction, it's like, you're a god, and I love you, but you fucked this place up a little.
You kind of wrecked everything.
Yeah, she says she's done things that are unforgivable. It's like, yes.
You're not wrong.
You killed Psykill. I mean, it's the biggest Transformers cliche ever. Psykill always dies in Transformers fiction. But this is definitely Transformers fiction. Fan fiction. But it's fiction.
And indeed, just like that, she's gone. And Utsumi and Yuta did not get their chance to say goodbye.
Aw, yeah.
And Utsumi really did have things to say to her.
But he had also too many things to say.
Yes. Dramatic to the last.
He was overwhelmed with all the things he wanted to say.
That's like
big baby.
I mean, okay, it sounds horrible, but he friend-zoned himself because he knew it was more important for Rika to talk to Akane. Because they're the closest, for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Reasons, TM. The reasons are lesbianism.
So yeah,
Well,
it is time to say our goodbyes to the rest of the cast. As the Neon Genesis Evangelion gang and Gridman himself are headed back to the digital world from whence they came.
Yep, they must leave because their planet needs them. Well, I mean, it doesn't say that their planet actually needs them, but they're going to go back anyway.
They got a little gift box full of Alexis Carob to take back with them.
Yes, he's in a nice little shiny grid.
The room they're in is a room that was never fully seen, but was in every episode of the original Gridman, because it was this weird room where they would cut to him in there, and he would fly out and go to wherever wherever the fuck the monster was tearing apart like a fax machine or whatever crap. So you would get sent out of this room, but apparently it's like the access point to the internet in the real world, I guess. Like the design of it, it's a hard to describe room.
It's the router.
Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of a router.
It's the router.
Oh, and Rika goes to kick. Oh no, Boar goes to kick Utsumi, and for the very first time, he instinctively pulls his leg back.
Yes,
and that's adorable.
And he's giving them, he's razzing them a little too, because he's thanking them for how much they helped them and how brave they were, and except for Utsumi, who was always making terrible predictions that made us do the wrong thing.
Yes.
Well, not all the time.
Nice.
Gotta twist that knife a little.
Aww.
A little.
I know that Gridman's grateful that he's once again learned about the power of friendship.
It's a lot of power of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And Rika asks where the garbage son is, and apparently he is not coming with them.
Nope.
He cannot come with us. Oh, and also Utsumi says, hey, next time you come back here, possess me instead, because I'm not doing anything better.
He's like, I want to be the main character.
If the next thing that was teased so far is just a movie, I want that to happen.
Yes.
It'll be funny and awkward.
Yes.
With Gridman's and Utsumi. If it's a whole series, I wouldn't want Gridman to come back and just the further adventures of Auntie and Anoshiris too.
The tall, slightly chubby one. With glasses.
So yeah, they ascend back into their world, and we cut back to a quiet gray day, and Rika and Utsumi are waiting for the real Utah to wake up. And they're kind of...
Oh yeah, and there's a few shots of like the school and stuff, and like Hass and Starscreamer wandering around, and we see a shot of two people walking up to a door that's Utah's room.
Yeah, his absentee parents.
His parents exist now.
Finally returned.
They've shown up.
Well, they may not have actually been people before the end of this episode.
Yes.
Maybe they just possessed him because his parents were out of town.
Yeah.
It's like how that was the kids. It's the 80s and we're having a party in a movie. It's the kid whose parents are out of town.
Yes.
Except we're having a party in his body.
Well, yeah. You just said, like, his parents were out of town, and until this episode, there was nothing out of town.
Yes.
Oh, so they might not have actually existed.
No.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't actually... That hadn't occurred. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was kind of assuming that they didn't actually exist, but it hadn't occurred to me that Gridman completing the world had brought them into existence. That's pretty great.
And they're just sort of idly speculating as to why it was Utah who was the one who got possessed. And it initially seems that the explanation might be as simple as he sat next to Akane.
Yeah,
sat next to her in class.
simple thing. he just sat next to her, but maybe Akane had a crush on a person like Yuta in the real world. Although it presumably just like he sat next to her. It's a better explanation considering Akane never really seems interested in boys. I mean, admittedly, nobody seems interested in anybody through most of the series, but...
Well, I mean, everybody's sort of, she's, the most popular girl.
Yes.
Despite, as previously noted, being a weird shut-in, because she is the Billy Mooney of this particular cornfield.
Yes.
Yes.
She's the main character, so yeah. And they do show him, like, sitting at his desk with her at the next desk, surrounded by friends.
And perhaps it's because, he was sort of interested in Rika, and was perhaps the only person who was interested in somebody who wasn't Akane that made him special.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
He was a slightly more fully realized character.
Oh, yeah, because, like, even Utsume is obsessed with Akane. Yeah, okay, I guess that is why.
Yeah, everybody's obsessed with her.
He is an aberration to the world in that he was immune to the everyone must love Akane thing. Huh. Neat.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe because she just didn't notice him as much. I mean, she wanted, like, a nerd friend, which I can certainly sympathize with. And she wanted a girlfriend, which I can also sympathize with. But she didn't want the, like, she didn't, there wasn't a special place for this, just sort of normal guy. So, yeah, maybe that was part of it.
Average guy read outsider as if his character originally came from a different universe altogether. Oh, hi, Cliffjumper.
With his little horns.
Everything comes back to Transformers.
Yes.
And hey, cut to the garbage son who is not dead.
Somehow, magically, I guess access flashing made him not die.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him sort of disappearing into light,
Yeah.
sorta.
But then he didn't actually join the battle that we saw, so...
No.
Well, could he? Did he? I mean, he accessed flashed when they did. So either that just healed him or he was part of Gridman at that time. Man.
Could be.
But he didn't come out of Gridman with the rest of them, because
No.
he's not there.
He just wakes up somewhere and someone has saved him, so she says.
Mm-hmm. It's that weird little monster girl.
Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute and vaguely amphibian.
Yeah, she's like weird little monster frog.
Aw. And she's got her broken umbrella she's holding over him as he wakes up.
And he's like, I'll take care of you because I've been through the same thing. Cut to a weird Gamera looking thing.
Okay, here we go. This scene is my favorite in this entire show.
Okay, please explain.
Because it's Trash Son, who what started out as a kaiju has become a person.
Uh-huh.
He's people now.
Trash Girl, daughter of a kaiju, who accepts her trashness, and like he asks, like, who are you? And he says, oh, I'm the one that saved you. And then he says, well, I always pay my debts. She starts cackling madly because that's her family motto.
Yes.
Pan up from them to her dad in the background, who's just a still image. I wish he'd, like, been animated, but, like, still image works better because he's freaking huge. So it's like, Auntie has a family now. He's been adopted.
And he also has depth perception.
Yes!
Yes, he has depth perception again.
The bandage finally falls off, and his red eye, which was like a Akane, is still there, but the eye that was fucked up has turned blue, like everyone living in this world, except for Megatron Mama. She has yellow, which is never explained other than the fact that her design... Oh, crap. I did figure out, like...
She's great, is why.
Her voice actress is the same as a character from Luke... Oh, shit. Had it a while ago. Let me just scroll and see if I can find it again.
Space Patrol Luluko?
Yes.
Yes. She's a character from that who had, like, a giant eyeball that looks like the earring that Megatron Mama has. Like, it was on her head as, like, a decoration in her hair or something. But yeah, she's sorry to carry over there, but she's the only character with yellow eyes. It's weird.
She's weird, so it's okay.
Anyway, so yes. Anno Shira's family, yay.
Yeah, he's becoming a real boy.
His transformation is complete.
So good.
And then, everybody hold on, because we've got one more scene.
Oh no, what is
yes,
it?
I want to hear your reaction to this.
Cut to live action. And, it is what is apparently the real Akane waking up in her real bedroom in the real world.
She does, yeah.
I think it actually is the voice actress of Akane, maybe.
Okay. Because she looks more like Rika.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
And you also saw the music video that came afterwards, which was the music video for the theme song.
Right, she's just kind of wandering around.
I'm sure at least that one is the actress for Akane, walking around town, leaving her house and finally being part of society. Okay, my reading of, like, there's a lot of gayness or lesbianness going on between Akane and Rika. It's like undertones, like, of, I created you to love me, and I love you no matter what. Rika might just be Akane. Like,
maybe it's about loving yourself.
Yes, that's the thing.
So she fell in love with her own self-insert character.
Yes, but no, well, it's either intentionally or accidentally. Like, Akane created, like, her ideal self as Akane in the world. Like, my thighs aren't as big, my tits are bigger, I'm popular, my hair is a bright color. But as a side effect, Rika was created as like, oh, this is what I actually am. I'm sort of demure and quiet, and I have thighs I wish weren't as big as they are. I don't know why. That was an important note in, like, the character designs. Her thighs must be big, but it was a character design note. Anyway, so...
Must be thick.
The curse of chafing.
Yeah, so... Either... So, that's my reading anyway, that Rika is Akane, the version of Akane from the real world. Like, that's her. And she wanted to be more like Akane in the digital world, but she isn't. And she finally accepts that and holding hands with Rika and is like, oh, you're who I am and we shouldn't meet together. My fake, false, idealized version, I have to go back to what I really am in the real world. Mm-hmm. Or they're just gay.
I mean, there's that too. But yeah, I mean, maybe, like I said, it is about, loving yourself, which is certainly something that lots of self-care stuff talks about. But yeah, or maybe just gay. Or maybe a little of all of that. It's complicated. It's complicated being gay.
I mean, it's also complicated being like a weird cyber god.
Yes. That further complicates. That just raises more questions.
And are there any, like, Easter eggs in this real-life room? I see a poster that indicates she's very excited for prom.
Yeah, yes, her little Matrix pass holder is sitting there on the
The Matrix
counter.
pass holder is there. I think that's the only actual reference, I think. Or if there is anything else, it was grainy in the background and I've completely forgotten it. There's probably a kaiju toy somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. Well,
no cup from Starbucks.
Oh, actually, I was actually making a joke here. I'm pretty sure it's a poster for that. Was it Promare? Promar?
Oh, I don't know how to say that. It was
the thing that's in theaters.
Yes, was in theaters recently. It was in there a second time. It's also by Trigger. It's about gay firefighters or something. I never actually got to see it because I've been sick. Or no, the last time it was showing, like we were recording an episode, and it was like, I can't be bothered to try going out and rescheduling. I was like, I felt like I don't want to drive like an hour and 15 minutes.
Me neither.
And back.
Yep.
It's only just past where I work. It's like my commute all over again.
Yeah.
And so then she wakes up, and I assume much like the end of that one Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, she's off to go find a shop that sells erotic cakes.
No.
And speaking of, hey, did anybody see that movie Tron? No. Yes. I mean, no.
Yes.
Which I think kind of sums up the entire show.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't embed that cone into the ground.
So yeah, the end. That's it.
That is a wrap on Gridman for now.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, though that's definitely the kind of ending where you're like, what can they even do next? But I guess they're going to figure that out.
Yeah. I kind of don't want to see the kids again, the main three, really.
Right, have like a different set of main kids.
Yeah, a different set of main kids. Like, Anoshiris and Auntie just go to a different city, because there's other shit in the world, but it's been spawned now or something.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of want to know what Utah's deal is, since, we didn't actually meet him, and we just met a techno robot riding him around like a pony.
We just met a hyper agent in his body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what's that guy's deal? Are things super weird between him and his friends now because they've shared this insane traumatic experience that he has absolutely no memory of?
That's gotta be super weird. And they keep thinking like, oh, and you were there, and they're like, oh right, that was the guy who was possessing you.
Yeah.
So that's gotta be a little weird.
Yeah, I really don't know what they would do in a sequel, because I thought this was a pretty solid ending, and kind of, answered everything that I really wanted it to answer, and it did leave some things vague, but they're questions that, I'm okay with kind of leaving hanging, like the whole last scene. What did you think, actually, of just cutting to live action like that?
I was not expecting it, but I thought it made a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I that sort of showing that this is the real world. It was, I thought it was good.
Oh, it was so good. It was, again, like it's so obvious in retrospect, but it's like I didn't expect it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny, because when I saw it the first time, and it cuts to the live action, and that's the end of the series, and I was like, yeah, that's how it would end. Like, it felt like the most kind of natural way to do it, and to call back to the fact that this is an anime sequel to a live action show, and kind of just
right.
brings it back around, I guess, to the source material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that about wraps things up, and as a guy who's not well versed in anime at all, I really enjoyed watching this show, and I certainly enjoyed talking about it with my co-hosts and all of our special guests, yourself included.
Yeah.
I've been learning a lot about tokusatsu, so that it might be, if I ever have time and get caught up on my to-be-read pile and my to-be-viewed queue, maybe I'll have to throw some of that in there.
Yeah.
There is a lot of Ultraman that you can now buy on Blu-ray.
That's right.
A lot.
Yeah, apparently. Which, I mean, that's part of why I never really got into it, was there was a very high barrier to entry, but maybe, and I also kind of thought the people in suits were kind of goofy, and that's why animation exists, but maybe I'll give it another chance.
I mean, I kind of love, not necessarily guys in suits, but animated guys who are meant to look like guys in suits. There's something charming about it.
Yeah, I've said this with the recent Godzilla stuff too, is that there is a special place in my heart for when they frame shots in a way that would have been framed in when there's a battle that's directed as though it were people in suits, even though they absolutely do not have those limitations. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, good news, there actually is going to be another based upon Ultra Kaiju stuff animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly bad news is it looks like it's more going to feature cute anime age girls fighting kaiju or being kaiju or something called Kaiju Decode coming in 2021, so it's going to be a while.
We'll see.
But we really don't know much about that either, although I think that was sort of vaguely teased, announced like months ago, but right after the Gridman, hey, we're getting more of that, there was also a few pictures from Kaiju Decode.
Well, we'll see if it's about the misery that I need to fill the void in my heart, like Alexis Carrot.
Yep.
So I do think that that about wraps things up, and thank you again for joining us, Paul.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun, and I learned a lot about Transformers because I'm a neophyte in that area. I knew that some of the characters in this show were based on Transformers designs, I think.
Oh, some.
Just the humans.
Oh, that's adorable.
And Auntie.
Just like virtually every human who has screen time more than a few seconds. Except for one character who's at the beach, who's just a character design from Little Witch Academia.
And I guess Megatron Mom is Megatron Mom. She's just also an additional character.
Her apron is G1 Megatron's belly.
Well, yes. Okay, fine.
So basically, my takeaway is that
Octopunch.
This entire show was really just a big crossover fan fiction.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically, it's a lot of fun because those of us who were into one of the stories have now gotten to experience some of the other story and vice versa. So that's the best thing for crossover fan fiction to accomplish.
Yep, that's for sure.
The first episode aired in this wait a minute, wait, what? That's Cliffjumper. What? By the second episode, I was going everyone has to watch this. This is so bizarre. How did this happen? How did we get official fan fiction for one of the lesser known Transformers continuities? The heck?
Yes. By a major studio.
Now, I guess my question would be, did anyone on the Transformers side have any comments about that?
Officially, I don't think there's ever been anything. I mean, well...
No.
The closest we've gotten is, guys we know who wrote the first Shattered Glass Transformers story, but they're only tangentially related to Transformers.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, there's just the, I did bring it up to Aaron Archer at TFCon, who was brand manager for Transformers for a while, and his response was, well, that's not my problem now.
And
I realized it must be very sad to have to have, had your job be approaching that sort of thing, not as a fan, but as someone with possible legal concerns.
I know that Greg and Trent both found it incredibly surreal.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, just basically, I mean, when I went to TFCon, I couldn't shut up about it, and I found a couple other people there who had seen it, and we were like, yay! And everybody else was like, Jen, shut up about this anime. But I think we're gonna win some people over. We're slowly winning people over.
Yeah, I need to go to another Transformers convention at some point, and first I need to buy an Utsumi shirt.
Yes.
And dye my hair dark green, I guess, or get a wig.
Yep. I'll help. We'll bleach it first.
Well, first you got to set up a Haas cosplay or whatever.
Yes.
We're gonna do.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's just because I needed to wear a face mask because I was immunosuppressed.
So, yeah, I think that about does us for tonight. So thank you once again for joining us, and we will be back with our regularly scheduled Transformers programming before long, and we may just do an episode to just sort of wrap things up here next month.
Let's talk about toys and such like we do with the
merchandise.
Transformers.
Maybe we'll know more about the sequel by then.
Yeah. I got the vinyl Kaiju Anti.
Yeah, maybe I'll actually try to read. There are transcripts of like the radio plays thingies because they did like little radio short thingies like that take place in between episodes that somebody translated them. I think I read one of them and then I just forgot because it was like I have enough shit to research about Kaiju and Transformers. I don't need to read that much extra material.
No, I don't know anything about Japanese radio, but I hope they do it like old episodes of The Shadow, where you've got people like rumbling sheets of sheet metal for thunder.
Ooh.
And somebody playing the organ.
Maybe I don't know. Well, I know they just have the voice actors and do stuff. Did anyone ever translate the lesbian prequel about Thundercracker Chan and Astro? Or yeah, it was Astro Train Chan.
I feel like someone has to.
Yeah, someone must have, or at least like in a summary of it, because they're an adorable couple.
Yes,
with the best jacket. How out of all the merchandise, I have still not seen a version of that jacket. Like, there's so many Rika and Akane toys and figures, but I want that.
It's funny because that kind of goes back to my question about like. You know, the merchandise for this show, I believe, is made by Bandai for the most part.
It seems to vary. I mean, Good Smile definitely has the license.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Good Smile as well. So what can they make and what can't they make because of the designs for the people?
That's a good point.
Well, I think. They're making Rika and Akane, and there was, like, little figures or little keychains of, like, most of the main cast. Like, none of them are so spot on to Transformers because their people versions just have the color schemes. Like, it doesn't feel like copyright infringement. It's just the weirdest homage ever.
Yeah, it's all just details.
So if they've been able to say the main cast, they should be able to do the rest of them. Because like it's not like Thundercracker Chan's jacket is exactly the color layout of Action Master Thundercracker's bright neon. It just uses all those colors.
Right.
In the loudest jacket.
Yeah, it's just little details. It's not the big picture.
Okay, well then I'm sure they'll get to making everything eventually because they've certainly made tons of figures of just Akane and Rika in various outfits that I don't remember seeing in the show anywhere. Like, I guess they're getting married.
I didn't see that.
You got Battle Damage Rika, Arctic Assault Akane.
Oh, I want that.
Negative Threat Rika, Kick Puncher Akane.
Yes. Bright neon-colored ninja Akane.
Just Ultimate Wish.
Just 90s Kenner Batman colors.
Yes.
Ultimate Wish for the movie, if they actually are going to use the same school again. Mm-hmm. Like, Soundwave and Starscream as, like, the promoted to main characters would be interesting, but Thundercracker as the main character. Give me that. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, so until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
One season in a movie, yay!
I'm Paul.
Good night.
Outside. nigga, but they're gonna rip it up. I hear